Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to the channel. So there is still a couple of days left to enter to win a brand new pair of the LasFit all-weather floor mats for any of your 2019 or newer GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverados. That includes an entire set, front and rear. And let me just say this, these floor mats right here are absolutely legit. They're super thick, super durable, very flexible too, which is good because over time those brittle floor mats can end up like cracking and all that kind of stuff. The design of these things are very easy to clean as well. They're very open. All these channels right here are very open, very easy to vacuum out and rinse out if you get like mud and all that kind of stuff in them. They have a nice design which has a lot of coverage up the side walls right there. So a very, very nice set of floor mats. I've been rocking LasFit floor mats for like probably over a year now, and not in this truck right here, but on my Ram. Entering to win these things right here is super, super easy. All you guys have to do is comment on this video right here, the year, the make, the model, and the trim level of what it is that you drive, or at least your favorite vehicle in your fleet, and then take that exact comment. Here's the important part though, because the giveaway is being done on Instagram, so you must have an Instagram account to participate. Take that exact comment over to the Instagram account at Mark_Brenner, and then comment on this photo right here, the exact same thing. Get those comments in by Sunday, July 4th, 10 p.m. The giveaway is being done on Monday, July 5th, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. So look out for that via Instagram. The giveaway will be done with these LasFit floor mats right here. One lucky winner gets a brand new pair for the front and the rear of any of your 2019 or newer GMC Sierra or Chevy Silverados. Good luck. Also, dude, I don't know about you guys, but like the GM paint is just really, really bad. I mean, all this marring right here is from like 3 or 4 car washes at the dealership too. Now I don't know exactly how they do it at the dealership. I'm assuming it's some type of like drive-through type of setup. I'm not too entirely sure. It could be a hand wash, I don't really know. But for the sake of like how this paint's looking right now, it's probably some type of drive-through setup. But yeah, the GM paint, I feel like it's just really thin. Like I can take my finger to it and just lightly rub on it and I see some Mars left behind right there, which is crazy. So yeah, the wrap's going down very, very soon. Stay tuned for that. That is going to be absolutely epic. But for today, we are going, we're going Tokyo Drift in the Silverado. This is definitely one of those like more debatable kind of things because some people love the LED stuff and some people hate it. My first word was light, by the way, so there's that right there. But I've always been infatuated with like LED underglow and like lights everywhere that you possibly can. As I got a little bit older, you know, less was kind of more. But I think it would still look super epic to have some underglow underneath this truck right here. I was gonna go the rock light route, but I think underglow looks a little bit better in my opinion than the rock lighting. Rock lighting looks really cool too, but I'd rather not emphasize the dirty wheel well and the top of my dirty tire, and everything in here is always really dirty, and the lighting and the rock lights and the wheel well just emphasize all that to the maximum. I have the Op7 lighting kit, which has a 4-piece kit. With it, there's one for either side of the truck and then one for the front and the rear as well. I don't think I have room to put it underneath the front of the truck, nor the rear, because we have the exhaust components, we have like the spare tire, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think we have space underneath the back of the truck to do it either. I've had underglow on my truck before. My last new body Silverado back in 2019, I put underglow underneath the sides of the truck as well, but those were actually rock lights. These are gonna be light bars that change colors and dance to like music and like have all kinds of flash patterns. They're gonna be absolutely epic. I can't wait to turn them on tonight. Should be pretty straightforward of an install, but let's bust the box open and find out. And just like that, so we have 2 long ones like this, and there's 2 shorter ones to go in the front and the rear. We're only using these 2 long ones right here, and this thing feels legit. So here's the module right here. We plug directly into the battery, and then we plug the light bar into it from there, and that's it. So we have zip ties, lots of zip ties, and we have a light bar. So we're gonna put, I think honestly right here on the main frame sounds like the best place to do it. If we go anywhere like more recessed into the bottom of this truck, we're gonna have like shadows and stuff. So I think right here on the main frame is absolutely perfect. And then all we need to do is zip tie it, which we have plenty of ways to do that. The same way I zip tied this wiring sleeve right here for the side steps, the amp running boards, right through that hole. These holes right there, they run all down the entire frame. So that's the perfect place right there to run some zip ties and zip tie this guy up right here. First things first, I'm gonna mount up the hardware, these lights with the light bars right here onto these main frames right here. And then we will find a good place to wire them up to the battery, and that's pretty much it. All right, so I can already tell we're gonna need a little more slack on these zip ties. So I'm gonna attach 2 of them together. That is upside down, like that, and then run it right through this little hole right here in the frame. All right, right, so for now we have 2 zip ties, one here on the front, one towards the end. Once I'm done, everything's like positioned properly, I'm gonna put like 10 more on each side, some here in the middle as well, just to make sure, because these zip ties low-key aren't like the best quality, I feel like. I'm gonna use mine that I have from Harbor Freight. Those are actually pretty impressive. I use them here on the wiring sleeve for the running boards, and they're super thick, super nice quality. I use 3 or 4 more here on each side, and then 3 or 4 also here in the middle, just to make sure we do not lose our light bar on the freeway, because that'd be a bad day right there. So we're good for now. We can run the wiring to the battery after I install the other side and see what these things look like. All right, I'm pretty excited. So on this side of the truck, I don't have any of those holes here on the main frame to go through, so I have to go over the entire frame, which is pretty, I mean, it's pretty straightforward still, but I had to use 3 zip ties this time. Dude, if you're doing this yourself, don't touch the frame, because it is covered in some nasty like anti-rust grease. It's not even like a permanent kind of thing. It wipes right off. All right, so like the other side, we have 2 zip ties, one here on sort of the middle end, and then sort of like the more front end of it. So now we can start wiring it up, and then I'll figure out where I want to permanently zip tie it down, and then throw like 3 or 4 more on like the front, rear, and center of the light bar. So now it's time to start wiring this thing up. This here is the brains of the operation. They call it the V2 control box. There's 4 outputs here, 1 for each underglow light. There's also 2 feeds of wires, both with a positive and a negative lead. So this one here goes directly into the battery, so we're gonna plug this one into the accessory output there on the battery terminal, positive and negative, pretty straightforward. Then we have 1 more positive and negative wire, which is kind of confusing at first because the instructions, it doesn't have instructions, it has a video, but the video isn't very detailed. So these right here kind of confuse me, but I kind of figured out what they're for. So this right here, we're gonna run to a fuse of our choice, and when this thing gets power is when the white function turns on. So it could be in any color or it could be off, and the white function will override it. So I think I'm gonna wire this into the reverse light function. I feel like that's probably the best time to have them turn to white. When you park your truck at night and you turn your truck off, your reverse lights turn on this truck anyways. So I think that's probably the better option, not to mention they also turn on when I unlock the truck and it's nighttime. So yeah, these right here are the override function. I'm gonna ground it and then also tap it into a fuse for the reverse lights. Trailer backup lamp is fuse number 55, which is right here. It's a 10 amp fuse. So this module right here actually listens to sound as well. So when you click the sound, the music function, and it pulsates to the beat of the music, this is what listens to it. So this ideally wants to be inside of the truck, somewhere where it can get like a good pickup on sound. So one thing if I was wiring lights on the inside of the truck and I wanted those to dance to the beat of the music, but I really don't think it's gonna be like ever a thing where I try to make my lights outside of my truck match the beat to my songs inside the truck. I like to have as few things inside my truck as possible, so I'm gonna keep this inside of the engine bay right above the amp research module right there, just keep things nice and organized. That way I can feed these wires directly down the engine bay, directly into the lights. So Op7 came through with the fuse taps, hooked us up with 1 of each size, 3 different variations. Unfortunately though, none of these work for these fuses right here. So these ones are like micro miniature fuses. They're too small for any of the ones that Op7 provided us with. So unfortunately, I can't use a fuse tap, but what I'm gonna do in the meantime is pull out fuse number 55 for the backup lamp, pull that 10 amp fuse out, wrap the positive wire around the fuse, and then put that fuse back inside. That'll work just fine for now. Not a super clean setup, but it'll be fully functional and just fine for now until we go down to the store, pick up the properly sized fuse tap, and then clean things up a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, be just fine. And just like that, so the trigger wires are all hooked up to fuse number 55. Positive wire is under the backup lamp fuse. It's grounded right there. We put all the covers back on and then feed the wires to the underglow lights. That's pretty much all there is to it. We are almost done. I have the passenger side wiring fed, but on this side, we have to get a little creative. The wire's kind of flimsy, so it's a little bit of a challenge to get that wire down there. So we're gonna feed this like straight through the gap with the other light bar we're not using. So getting creative. Perfect, and just like that, that's how it's done, boys. And while we're down here, may as well plug it directly into the light bar. And the passenger side too. All right, so the wiring's all tucked away, looking good. Tuck the wire up against that wiring sleeve right there for the running boards. And the module is sitting right here against the amp research module as well as zipped it up, so it's out of the way. So now theoretically, all we gotta do is plug this thing in right here from the main power supply into that module and we should have power. Oh, that's so weird. So the refresh rate on the camera, that's a trip. It's flashing in the video, but it's not flashing at all in real life. Looking good. So all I have to do now is clean up some wiring, zip tie it all up, add some more zip ties to these light bars right here, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So without further ado, I will see you guys when the sun goes down. What have we done? We've turned the Silverado into Silverado Tokyo Drift. Now check this out, now that we have the reverse lights on, so you'll notice that when the reverse lights are on, that turns the underglow light on white. So it has an override function when those reverse lights are on. It makes the underglow turn white, which is really cool. So even if the underglow is off and the reverse function turns on, like the reverse lights get triggered, then the white turns on underneath the truck. I have this thing hooked up to a constant power source, so even when the truck is off, you're completely locked and everything, there's no power going to it at all. These are still, they have power still. So the whole idea of these turning white is to act as a courtesy light. So when the doors, ideally when the doors are open is when you want these things to be white, so it acts as like a little puddle light for like, you know, easier entry in darker situations and whatnot. But I guess it's also kind of cool having it like when you approach the truck, kind of like how when you unlock your truck, like these are all approach lights, like the reverse lights turning on, the headlights, the fog lights, all that is for like your approach lighting. So when you approach your truck and it's dark out, you can see what you're walking up to. So I think it's actually kind of cooler that these are hooked up to the reverse function. Red right here is my favorite. This looks so sick. It gives it such a sinister look, and this is a very lit up parking lot. It is as good as daytime over here, and this thing's still pushing light like crazy. So here's the remote right here. I wasn't sure if this was like a remote control thing or if it was like through the Bluetooth app on your phone, but it's actually solely a remote control kind of deal. Pretty nice remote though, and it's laid out very nice. We have like the brightness up, brightness down, on, off, and then RGBW, so red, green, blue, and white. Then there's also a color strobe function. That thing is ridiculous. Color fades, that kind of like slows it down a little bit, I think. Or color cycle, that one's a slower one right there. So that's all the colors right there flashing at once. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, dude, that is insane right there. What? Probably not using that one too. Oh, maybe once in a while. But the red one right there looks so sick. Hold on. Red, boom. Dude, that is the color right there. Green's pretty cool too. Green's a lot brighter. Blue is pretty sick too. I like the blue. And then there's the white. That is like your standard, that's the light that turns on when the reverse function is on right there. That's your approach lighting. Then we have some pink, some like purple, and a darker purple, or like a bluish, like a violet type. Orange is pretty cool. A lighter orange, more like a yellow. Green, or like a yellowish green. Green, lighter blues. Like the colors go on and on. Dude, this is so sick. I like that blue right there a lot too. That blue is pretty sick. That looks so legit. Love how when you come around to the front too, like you still see it coming at you as well. It's not like you only see it on the sides of the truck. Like you see this thing coming at you also. Go back to red, hit that blue. Dude, green, so sick. Oh my, dude, these lights are bright. The Opt 7 lighting kit, I'll have it linked below for you guys. This thing is absolutely legit. They are bright, and I only have 2 bars down there too. 2 light bars down there, that's it. And from behind, and I'm telling you, like this parking lot is like ridiculously bright, and these things are like still pushing light through like crazy. So what do you guys think of the underglow lighting here on my Silverado? Honestly, I think it's pretty cool, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sure all the opinions are gonna be a lot different, because doing underglow lighting on a pickup truck is not too often done, I'm sure. The rock lighting is one thing, but having underglow,
on a pickup truck like this is definitely not seen too often, but I think it's super sick. I'm pretty hyped on it. This brings me way back to like my childhood days playing Need for Speed Underground and choosing the color of my Underglow and the color of the car that I was about to race. That was the coolest thing in the world, and now I brought that to real life because now we're changing the color of the Underglow, and then next is the color of the entire truck. That wrap is coming very soon, so I'm super excited for that. Also, don't forget to comment on either this video or the most recent video uploaded on this channel, the year, the make, the model, and the trim level of what it is that you drive, or at least your favorite car or truck in your fleet. Then take that exact comment over to the Instagram account at Mark_Brenner. Comment on this picture right here, the most recent Instagram photo uploaded on that account, and comment the exact same thing. That's all you need to do to enter to win the LasFit floor mats for any of your 19 or newer Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierras. The winner will be announced on Monday, July 5th, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, but those comments must be in by Sunday, July 4th, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's all you guys have to do, so make sure you guys get those comments in ASAP, and you have a chance to win the LasFit all-weather floor mats for the entire interior of your 19 or newer Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra. But that is all I have for you guys today. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, peace out.